Okay, I'm Guy Crafter. We're making a spring panzanella salad, and panzanella is Italian for panzanella. This panzanella salad has asparagus, has green onions, scallions, fresh sugar snap peas, and some different herbs from the garden, and some stale bread. So the first thing I'm gonna do is finally grate the garlic. Woo. So just gonna cut that rooty bit off. I'm just gonna grate it here. Oh, right into the pot here. All right. Put it in there. Then zest of two lemons. And these are tiny, so I'm doing. Sorry, zest of one lemon. But these are tiny, so I'm doing two. Because you're worth it. You are. So there's kind of two, right? A lot of people have the long skinny one. I like this one. It's a little more great white shark-like, you know? Gets the job done. There's one down. And then the juice that one lemon, or in my case it's two, because they're small. Oh my. Then after this, so we got my got the garlic, I got the lemon, what the heck do we call it? It'll come to me. And then buttermilk. It's a quarter cup, which is four. Ooh, that's thick. Four tablespoons. There's 4. Then 6 of the old olive oil. Okay. Ooh. A little salt. You can always add more later. Let's give a little healthy pinch. Oh, and my old pepper grinder. I like it a lot personally. You could whisk it if you had a bowl, or you can put it in and shake it. That is step 1. Okay, so we got some bread from Grand Central. The recipe calls for a round loaf. We don't have a round loaf, we got an oblong loaf. So I'm going to cut a few slices about 1 inch thick. I'm going to cube them about 1 inch thick, kind of like a Vegas dice size. And I'm going to make kind of a handful. So let's do that. Oh my, wrong knife. So I'm just going to slice these up in cubes. I probably got too many here. It's a bit of a mess, but whatever. It's going to taste the same. So we're just cubing it up. Put those in my bowl. So, because my bread's not stale, I'm going to make give it a little lagniappe here, a little something extra. So, I took fresh bread, I'm going to put a little olive oil on it. A little salt. A little pepper. Give it a little toss. A little more olive oil. And it's going to go into a 400 degree oven. So it just gets a little toasted. So I was trying to put as little as I can just to kind of give it a little coat. All right. And more salt. And more pepper. All right, I'm gonna throw this on a baking sheet and be right back. Into the oven it goes. Okie dokie, next we're going to prep the peas and the cucumber and the scallions. So I'm just going to give this is an English cucumber. Give it a little peel. So after I peel it, I'm going to slice it. You can have it. You can quarter it. I'm going to quarter this bad boy. It says about 1.5 inch pieces. I'm gonna go thirds here. There you go. For some reason, it wants you to soften it up a little bit. It's probably so it'll take a little more of that juice in there. You know, I'm gonna give it another whack. So mine are about yay big. Mine are an inch or less. So I'm just going to give them a little, soften them up a little bit so they'll take the sauce a little bit, share a little of their juice. So just kind of give them a little mash. All right, enough of that. They didn't talk. Keeping their cucumber secrets all to themselves. All right, now I got what's going to turn out to be about 2 cups of peas. Compost this stuff out of my way here. Whoop. So I got about 2 cups of peas. They got that little string there, so you just kind of pull off the joiny part where it attaches to the plant, and there you go. All right, let me knock through all these and I'll be right back. Okay, so this is the end of the sugar snap peas. I've pulled off the threads on all of them, and I'm just going to slice them here on a diagonal. The goal here is kind of long and thin. So that's what we're doing. These are easy to cut because they're so fresh. So the sugar snap peas and the asparagus are from Portland Farmers Market at Szymanski, which is got them Wednesday. Today, beautiful day to be at the farmers market. It's like 80 degrees. Couldn't ask for more. Next is my scallions. How much do I need in my recipe? 4 scallions, thinly sliced on diagonal. These are super fat, so I'm just doing 3. So I'm going, I just kind of freshened up the top, and I'm going top to bottom. So this is not so strong in flavor, but as I get down towards the bulb, it's going to get stronger in flavor. So I want to take my time and slice them on the diagonal and slice them real thin. So, because no one wants a mouthful of onion or raw onion or salad. So I'm just going to take our time and make those thin cuts. There's one.
Control.
Yeah, it's harder to keep control down here at the bottom, so I'm just going to do them individually. Alright, these go in with the peas and the cucumbers. So we got our peas, scallions. What else is in here? Cucumbers. I'm gonna take the dressing we made, put it in here, give it all a little time to get to know each other, share stories, make new friends. A little stir here. All right. So now my bread has toasted. I'm gonna grab my sheet here. So these are they're kind of crouton-y. They're not fully, I wouldn't call them toasted. They're just kind of cooked a little. And then they'll sit out and cool and soak up some of that olive oil and the salt. Get delicious. So I'm just going to clean up my side here a little bit. I use the back side of the knife, kind of like as a scraper, so I don't dull my knife. And if you don't get your knife sharpened twice a year, you should. Your life will be better for it. So, all right, all good. So now we're going to move on to the asparagus. So I'm just going to quickly go through and freshen up the asparagus. I just kind of grab the end and give it a little snap there. You can kind of get a feel for if it's kind of too woody. Kind of see, basically kind of breaking off that white base. If it's green, it's probably soft enough. No, that one's white and it's soft enough. All right, there's my asparagus. This recipe loves diagonal, by the way. So everything's kind of diagonal. So it says 2-inch pieces. Got to line them up so I can cut them diagonal. Let's give them a little toss here, a little chop. Oop, lost one. Dive her down. So I'm going to saute these after getting done chopping them in this cast iron skillet. And I put that skillet on kind of like a medium low and let it heat up for 5 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, so that it's ready to go. So the pan's not sucking up all the heat when you're trying to saute these things. So put it on early, give it a few minutes, let it heat up. Just put it on low. All right, Then I got my asparagus all prepped. Let's see if I can stack it on this plate. Get it over the stove. All right, I'll be back in a second. A little olive oil in here, just enough to coat the bottom. Okay, give that a second. So if your pan's hot enough, it's just going to sizzle. If it's too hot, the oil's going to smoke, in which case dump the oil out, let the pan cool, but that's what you want. I love my tongs. So I'm going up to kind of medium high. Probably 3 or 4 minutes, I would say. All right, I'll be back in a couple minutes. So I turn up the heat a little bit. You don't see them, they'll get kind of brighter green. They'll get a little smell to them, but 3-4 minutes is it. You kind of do a little dance here when they get going. All right, I'd say that's it. So it's still really bright, really fresh. Definitely not overcooked. I'm gonna take them out of that hot pan. All right, $17. Okay, now we're gonna use about a cup of lightly packed herbs from the garden. We just had some parsley, which just bolted, so kind of harvested that. Here's what's left of it. So I'm just gonna kind of de-stem it a little bit, put it in a pile, and then the mint's just starting to get going, so I'm going to throw some mint in here. It sounds, that sounds springy, fresh, all that kind of stuff. You can use whatever you have. All right. So again, that's about a cup. Just going to get chopped up. Okay, there's your chopped herbs. So now everything's going to go in the bowl. So herbs in. Let me get my plate of asparagus. Again, I'm just going to mix this all up. bigger bowl. Right. Let me get a bigger bowl real quick. Okay, so I'll let that kind of, again, have a new little party. We got this chunk of feta we're going to chuck in there. So it's about 1/2 inch, both sides of a deck of cards, pretty much exactly. So I'm just going to I just hacked it up. I'm going to crumble it up here a little bit, get a little squeeze on the way in here. Whoop. Chunk. It's so hard not to eat this right now. My gosh, it sounds so good. All right. So we got a little crumbled right in there. Give that a little toss. You could definitely go more feta if you want. All right. Let me grab my up. Let me take that one. All right, I'm gonna do another piece of feta. It looks so good, I want more. Just give it a little squeeze, let it break up a little bit. Mix it in. All right, now I'm gonna go get the bread. Okay, got my toasted bread. You can see it's got a little crunch to it. The recipe calls for doing this in a frying pan. You could do that, I've done that before, but this seems easy and works. It's hard to get a frying pan big enough to put all that bread in, because I do like the bread. All right, here it all goes. Oh, let's do it this way you can see, you can watch. Looks good, huh? And we just mix it, toss it. Hurdy-hurdy, hurdy-hurdy. Hurdy-hurdy, hurdy-hurdy, hurdy-hurdy.
Tell us what that is.
Huh?
Put your best touch back on and tell us what that is. That's your Swedish chef impression.
They don't know my Swedish chef impression, just from the saying the hurdy-gurdy. Hurdy-gurdy, hurdy-gurdy. I got flinging around the kitchen if you.
I think you gotta tell us, because there might be some people who might not have grown up with the Muppets.
Well, those people need to get some YouTube going out and just find the Swedish chef. So now it's like a new, it's like an after party at a theater, and the performers have all just got off stage, and they're the bread chunks, and so they're going to mingle with all the guests. So they need a little moment to kind of get to know each other. So leave that there for 10 minutes. Let the flavors do their thing. Then you're ready to eat. Have a fantastic day.